So what's your memory of the National Gallery Art School?
I can remember the first time. In fact, I think I might have been a couple of days late from when it first started, because at Moorabbin Tech College, where I did my year 11, I got a scholarship to go to the National Gallery School.
The year after?
Yeah.
After year 11?
Yeah, after year 11. So I didn't do year 12.
What?
And the year before me, no, 2 years before me, Albert Shamali also went to Moorabbin Tech, and he got a scholarship as well. So I was 2 years after him. Oh, he might have been in his third year or second year when we started. Could you remember that, Albert?
I remember Albert.
Yeah.
Clearly.
He was a bit older than me, but just remember being the young 16 when I started, just turned 17 when we started the year, and being just amazed at the atmospheric place down in that basement, where we did most of our studies from memory. We did our drawing, did our printmaking downstairs in the museum, and upstairs were the second and third years, and they had studio spaces. And I remember being in awe of some of those people up there.
Do you remember any names?
Spiteri. Remember he did the big cheeses?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the big hard-edge cheese. Hard-edge was all the rage, because Alan Leach-Jones had a studio up there too. And you could walk in and see him doing his little squiggly things, which were pretty mind-blowing at the time. And just, I'm probably wondering how I got there really, because, you know, I didn't have much of a clue. I'd love to see what folio I took in to have the interview with Lenton Parr. But I went in and I'd applied for jobs, like commercial art jobs, before, straight after school, and I did a couple of interviews but didn't get any jobs. And so I said, look, Mum, can I go to the National Gallery and see if I can get a start there? And Lenton Parr, who was lovely, he looked at the scholarship and said, well, I suppose we better get you started, young man. And it was lovely. It was always lovely with me. I think, I don't know what he thought, but just a little kid from the burbs. But yeah, I do remember that there was a real, not a demarcation, but certainly the older ones upstairs. Do you remember that? And I thought, oh, this is where it's going. And I was just amazed to actually be part of that.
Do you remember the sound of the metal spiral staircase?
I do, yes, because that's how we got up and down.
Yes.
And there's a restaurant there now called Moat. Do you know, in Little Lonsdale Street, I think, opposite the Queen Victoria building, there's a restaurant downstairs, and I reckon it's where the print room was.
Oh.
It looks exactly the same. Well, it doesn't have all the plaster casts and everything. But that was another thing that struck me, was the plaster casts sitting around the rooms, you know, like of heads and torsos, and I think we used to draw from them. We certainly did life drawing down there. But it was just so atmospheric.
You could feel the history.
Yeah, yeah. I knew of John Brack, and I knew of Fred Williams, and yeah, a lot of those big names who were heroes at that time.
And they were still very much around in that culture, which is how it came to
Yes.
model for John
Yeah,
Brack.
that's right. Yeah, they were still practicing, and yeah, Fred was still alive and doing some beautiful stuff. There's a beautiful 5 or 6 paintings of Fred Williams in the gallery, New South Wales Gallery of, it's not Arnhem Land, it's up in the centre of Australia, a big waterfall, and it's, whatever you call it, 6-panel painting. It was quite beautiful. I saw it yesterday. Yeah. So he's always been a real hero of mine.
So when you were at Moorabbin, Moorabbin Tech,
Yeah, Moorabbin Tech.
who were your teachers and how did they inspire you, or did they?
They did, and I had my own studio in the backyard that Dad and I made, and I used to spend hours out there doing these little paintings, because I did some classes with an artist called Bill Coleman. Have you heard of him?
No.
He lived around the corner from us in Moorabbin, and from the age of about 13 or 14, I used to pay 20 cents a night and walk round to his place, and we do still lifes. He had 5 or 6 people in the lounge room, and I think I learnt more about drawing from him. He was from the George Bell School, and his paintings are very highly collectible now. And a really good draftsman in that, what do you call it, sort of documenting old Fitzroy and Carlton and buildings and skinny looking people and from the Depression sort of era. And yeah, he really inspired me, and I've got some old paintings that are very much like his style.
Paintings that you've done.
At the end of the night, we'd have a cup of tea with his wife, Benita, who made a beautiful, she was Russian, made a beautiful cake to have with our tea. And then we'd go and have a look at his studio and what he was working on. And that was really, that sort of set me on a path, I think.
I think I had a similar experience at about that age.
Yeah.
Or younger, actually, it must have been younger. Visiting Noel Kernahan in his studio.
Yeah, well he's the same era as Bill Coleman, because he did that just sort of realism. Yeah.
A very powerful experience for a young person to have.
Yeah.
Having access.
Because they were powerful images, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And gentle, I don't know about Coleman, but Noel Kernahan was very powerful, but very, very gentle, softly spoken.
Yes.
Not a showman, not a salesman.
Bill was exactly the same. He was just a lovely, gentle guy. And I think I was the youngest at his classes, but he really taught me how to kind of make the illusion of making one thing look like it's in front of the other thing. And, reflected light and all that stuff when you're doing still lifes. And that set me up for drawing, certainly. And but some of the old paintings they're very derivative of Bill Coleman's style. which is fine, I think. Yeah, but I still use that strong contrast that he used to do, you know. Don't be wishy-washy about banging it in there, and yeah.
And there's a lot of colour in your work. There always has been.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's friends of ours who've collected some early, really colourful stuff from when we were at Brimley. Came and had a look at the new stuff and found it a lot more tonal, with just little bits of colour. I think I was just refining that you know, effusive use of colour and just using minimal bits of colour. I think maybe I need my cataracts checked or but yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, where you've come from. And then the second year we went down to St Kilda Road. And that was really quite exciting too, because that was bright and open and completely different feel to the museum.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Do you remember feeling excited to be part of a whole new phase of art education?
I thought this is a new era. Yeah, this is special. Yeah. But I wonder if, had we stayed at the museum, whether we would have been sort of a bit less
exploratory.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I know I felt incredibly supported, mainly by Lenton Park, in expanding into film and animation.
Oh yeah.
It was very encouraging of me to extend from drawing and painting. And
is that when you started?
Yeah, at the VCA. And it was not a subject, not a faculty.
No.
At all. I just borrowed a camera from a guy called Jim Claydon, who was quite radical for the time. And having a camera in your hands, you see the world quite differently.
And you're still doing it.
So, no, I suppose dance and drawing have really defined what I do more and more. And looking through microscopes at the similarities in the forms, the microscopic forms of the human
in
form.
that you're expanding something through.
Yeah. And then learning about those invisible forces in the ocean that move cold water from the Antarctic up to the warmer.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a whole global picture. I find that still quite magical.
Yeah.
And that we're part of that.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Well, they have the Upwelling Festival in Portland.
Oh, do they? Oh.
Because the blue whales come in at that time. Well, they don't come in close to land so much like the southern right whales. But yeah, all the stuff comes up from Antarctica at the back of Portland, and yeah, it's a fantastic little festival they have every year.
It's so encouraging. There is actually a lot happening that we don't hear about.
Yeah, you
so
don't
much.
hear about it or wouldn't know about it.
No.
Yeah.
But I am encouraged and inspired when I hear of such things. Because we're all pretty focused, I think, on a particular way of working or looking or understanding.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's so so good to swap notes.
Yeah.